Hi guys, welcome to another session with me. And in today's session, we want to create some ashoke. So that's what we'll be looking at in today's session. We'll be looking at creating some ashoke. So let's get right into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load in my avatar, and to do that I'm going to go to file, and I'm going to go to import, and I'm going to go to obj, and I'm going to search for where I have my avatar. So I'm just going to do that right away. And I think I'm going to use this one. Okay, maybe this one. Let's see if this one is an A pose. Then I'm going to change this. I'm going to add 00 to this one so that I can bring in the avatar to my scene. So I presently have the avatar in my scene at the moment now. So this is the avatar we'll be using for what we're going to be creating today. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and draft the clothes. So that's the first thing I would be doing, is to go ahead and draft the clothes. So to do that, I'm going to use my S, which is my rectangle tool, just the way we do every Tuesdays and Thursday. So I'm just going to create like I think a rectangle like this, and I'm going to use an X to find the midpoint. So I'm just going to do X like this, and I'm going to right click on this, and I'm going to find the midpoint. So I'm going to do uniform split, and I'm going to do OK. Let's do that again. I'm going to do uniform splits. So right click on it, and I'm going to do uniform splits, and I'm going to do OK like this. I'm going to do the same thing on this side as well, because this is where the armhole is going to be. So I'm going to just right click and just do X. I'm just going to do OK on any point. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this up a little bit like this. So this is where our neckline, so I'm going to use Z. So this is where our neckline is going to be. So something like this. Then this is going to be our shoulder. So we have something like this. Then I'm just going to move this down a little bit like this for the armhole. Then because of this is what we are actually trying to kind of like create today, and I want to make sure that this is long up to where it is supposed to be. So I think what I want to do now is I want to try to extend this one a little bit like this. So I'm just going to extend this like this. So let's extend this. So something like this, and I'm going to try as much as possible to extend this to the lower part. So I'm just going to select this like this again. Okay, select this, and I'm going to extend it up to this point, something like this. So I think I'm going to come here as well, and I'm going to drag this up like this. So once this is extended to this point, I'm going to do Z, and once I do Z, so this is going to serve as the armhole. Then I'm going to also do X just here for the waistline. I think I'm going to have another point here, and probably another point here as well. So like I said, I'm not really doing like any sort of measurement. It's just for me to kind of like outline the shape of the clothes and see how that kind of like look like. So I'm going to go back to Z, and the next thing I want to do is I want to use my curve tool, which is F4, to just start to kind of like shape this part out. So is either I use this one, or I just come here and I use my edit curve. So this one I can just have something like this. So this will serve as my neckline. Then this is also going to serve as my armhole, something like this. As you can see, this is coming together. Then I can go ahead and just try to bring this out a little bit, or I can just leave it like this for now and shaping it out much later. Then I'll just right click on this, and I'm going to do unfold symmetric pattern with sewing, so something like this. So this is what we presently have. I'm just going to try to bring this in a little bit, and I'm also going to extend this out and also go back to use my edit curve. The shortcut is C, and I'm just going to have something like this. So I can still adjust this one, so maybe bring this one more inward, then bring this one like this, so something like this should be okay. Then what I can do is I can shift this a little bit, so it's all coming together. The shape of our cloth is coming together. F4 again to just, sorry, C, which is for the curve, to just make sure this is aligned like this to get the right curve of our avatar body. So this is what we presently have, and I think this really look good. So I think this look good, so we can work with this at the moment. So we just kind of like draft the shape of our avatar out. So I'm just going to right click on this, and I'm going to do instant pattern, something like this, and I like to put it on top of the avatar. It's not necessary, so that it's easy for me to kind of like adjust. So let's move this here for now, and let's kind of like try to rotate this. I'm going to select this, and I'm going to just move this to the back like this, and I'm going to try to rotate this like this, so something like this. So let's rotate this and let's move it closer. So we have something like this at the moment, and I'm going to try as much as possible to start stitching this together. So to do that, I'm going to stitch this shoulder and this shoulder, and I'm also going to stitch this one and this one together. I'm also going to do the same thing and stitch these parts and this part together. Okay, so I'm just going to stitch it on the 2D window like this, and I'm going to stitch this part and this part together as well. So this part and this part as well, I'm going to stitch that together. So this is what we presently have, and I'm just going to click on my space bar to kind of like try as much as possible to simulate this, so something like this. Okay, so let's try to make sure this fits properly. So yeah, so this is what we have as the base of our dress. So as you can see, I tried to kind of like just sketch out the avatar as much as possible, and you can see this is what we have as the base of our avatar, which I think looks good. But then, as you can tell, this person might not be able to kind of like move freely or walk freely. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead at the lower part where we have the M line. I'm going to go ahead and shape it a little bit, so it looks like we have like an A shape or a straight line closer to the hip side. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do at the moment. So I'm just going to select this, and I'm going to move this like this a little bit, so something like this. So, and I'm going to simulate this to see how that would look like. Okay, I think this is looking good. Then I also feel like this is looking good. I also feel like I want to extend this a little bit so that I have really that straight curve and it's not looking too inward on the knee area. So I'm just going to do this a little bit more like this, and yeah, this is what we have. I also feel like I'm going to use C, which is the curve tool, to kind of like also try to adjust this point a little bit so it doesn't feel too shapy. And we kind of like have that straight looking like style that we're actually thinking of going for. So I'm also going to adjust this neck just a little bit like this, so it kind of like looks proper and is giving what it is supposed to give. So I think this look good already, and I think I like what I'm seeing already. I like the base of the garment. So guys, so this is how you kind of like draft your the base of your garment if you're going to be starting with something. So I think this look good already. I like the base of the garment. So let's look at what we're trying to design today. So we have like I don't have the back of this garment, so I'm just going to be putting like a zip at the back for now. So what we actually have is we have like a curve on the bust area. So I'm going to go ahead and click this and try to remove link editing, so that when I'm editing the front, it does not affect the back. So I'm just going to remove link editing, as you can tell. Okay, I'm going to do that. So if I do anything to the front, it automatically affects the back, and I really do not want that. So what I can do is I can right click on this and do remove link editing. Then for me to also be able to, because I want to be able to edit the back as well, simultaneously. What I mean by that is edit the front and also edit the back at the same time, so that that way I'm working smarter. I'm going to use my pen tool to kind of like draw a straight line. So to get my internal line, so I'm going to come here and I'm going to go to internal polygon line, which the shortcut is actually G. Then I'm going to draw a point from here to this place, and once I do that, I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to do cut. So I'm going to click on this point and I'm going to delete one half of it. As you can see, so let me just move this here. So as you can see, one half of it is gone already. So I'm going to now duplicate to get the other half. So I'm just going to do a Z, right click on this one and do unfold symmetry pattern with sewing. So this way the sewing line is still there and I don't have to recreate it. All I need to do now is just simulate this, and my back pattern is back and better. So this way it makes me work faster and I can edit both sides simultaneously. Okay, so once, and even if I go ahead, because I'm going to slash this back, so if I go ahead and do cut and sew, as you can see, I can still work on either of them. And as you can see, the way my back is, I have that line that I can now later edit and apply my zip to it when I am ready for that. So doing that, I can now also, since I only have this pattern separately, I can now also work on the neckline of my front pattern. I'm going to move this like this, and I'm going to use a Z, and I'm going to drag this neck downward just a little bit, just to give that really nice neckline that we are looking for. So this is what we presently have. Armhole looking good, the neckline also is looking good, and we have everything looking good. So for the back, I want to adjust the neckline upward a little bit, so that it's kind of like towards the upper part of the back and it's not like on the lower part, so that it kind of like give this very good shape. So I'm going to simulate this, and this is what we have for our neckline. I think this really look good at the moment. So the next thing I'm going to do right away now is that once we have the base of our garment, I'm going to try to create the cuff we have on the bust area now on the garment, and the upper area as well. So I'm also going to still be using my internal line, which I told you earlier that the shortcut is a G. I'm going to click on this point and just click on this point, and I'm going to have something like this, and I'm going to just check this out. So as you can see, this is what we have. It's giving the shape we already have as well. Then I want to have it at the lower part as well, so I'm going to click on this point. Okay, so let's move this closer so that we can see what we are doing. And as you can tell, there's also a form of design at the upper part. So we also have, I think, so I'm just going to zoom in this image to see properly, so that the cut is proper rather. So we also have another design at this edge, something going like this, that is kind of like showing the bust area rather. So we can still use our Z to kind of like select this one and move this one down a little bit. So let me zoom into this one like this. I'm just going to zoom properly into this one and click on Z and just move this down like this. Okay, so I think just to give us enough space to kind of like work with. So Z. Okay, so something like this. So I think this look good now, and I'm going to create the upper one here. So that's after I slash this one. I'm going to slash and cut, create the upper one, and work on this one. So once this is done, so the next thing we want to go ahead and do at this point is that we are going to go ahead and create the under bust. Then we'll leave it and we'll create the lines that we have on the garment. As you can see, the line is just in the front and it looks like there's a zipper at the back. So let's go ahead and do that right away. So I'm just going to take a point here. Okay, I think that was why I zoomed into the model initially. So I'm still going to use my internal line. Just look for a point, so it doesn't have to be wide, it can be, so from here, so something like this. Make sure it is going under the bust. Okay, so something like this. Okay, this looks weird, so we'll just continue to work on this, so we can raise this up till we get what we are actually looking for. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to simulate this and see how it looks like. Okay, just a little bit. We still need to drag it to make sure that it is really under the bust. Okay, it's now under the bust, but then as you can tell, it seems it has a shape, like it comes like this and there is a point and to the other side. So that's what we're going to try and do at the moment. We're going to try to create that that point at the moment now. So I'm going to just trace this out again. So something like this, then maybe at this point like this, then I'm going to stop here. Then I think, like I said, it moves up like this and there is a point here, so something like this. That's what we presently have. It's not really like a very straight looking line, so I'm going to simulate this one and see. Okay, I think this is looking kind of weird, I must say, but then we would still continue to reiterate till we get the actual thing we are looking for. So let's click on this one and click on this point like this. Then this one can go up. Okay, so let me see if I can convert this to curve point, maintain curve. Okay, okay, then I can use the curve line, which is F4. That's the shortcut that I'm using. So I can click on this point and on this point, then just use this one to kind of like try to adjust it a little bit. I'm going to click on enter and I'm going to see if this works. Okay, so I think this is a bit more perfect than what we had initially. Then we can now use this to scale it properly to give it that nice shape. Yeah, we're heading there. So I think this look nicer now. If you ask me, I think this look nicer now. And I also feel like the upper part is also, if you look at the design, the upper part is also following that shape, not really the shape we have. So there are two ways to go about this. Either we leave it like this or we just duplicate what we have here on the upper part and we adjust it. So I'm just going to have this one deleted and I'm going to click on this. I'm going to do Ctrl+C and I'm just going to come here, right click on this, and I'm going to do Ctrl+V. So, or let me just click on paste here and I'm going to paste. Oh, I should mirror paste, and I'm going to mirror paste this one. Okay, let's paste it like this and let's just see if we can rotate this. Okay, it should be something like this. Okay, yeah, we can actually rotate it. Then the first point should be here, so we're going to zoom into this one like this, and I'm going to just pick this one and make sure it is here. Then I'm going to have to bring this down. Okay, almost like this. Okay, good. Then I think the next thing I'm going to do is click on this point. Okay, and have it like this. It needs to be lower. It looks presently weird. Okay. Okay, so let's see, is it giving us what it is supposed to give? I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think it is giving what it is supposed to give. We are almost there. So what about like this? Yeah, okay, I think this looks great. The shape and everything looks great. I hope you guys agree with me. The shape and everything look great. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut and sew this. And yeah, then we need to have some So there is like, we need to have like a line here, so just to kind of like align this internal line, and to also fit in this kind of like wrapper that is coming to the side. So we need to also have that. But firstly, let's just cut and sew this one. Let's click on this and click on this and right click and do cut and sew. Okay, so this is what we have. So let me simulate this. Okay, as you can see, this is giving what it is supposed to give already. And there is a shape at the upper part here that we are also going to kind of like try to take out. So if you ask me, I think I should have brought this thing a little bit lower than this. So I'm just going to do Control Z, because if I put in this shape at the upper part now, we might not really get what we are looking for, because it's going to be way too up. So I'm going to do Control Z and just try to adjust this. So when I do Control Z, I'm going to do Z. I'm going to select this point. So let's move into it, because I want to create enough space at the upper part, and I'm going to drag this down a little bit like this. Then once that is dragged down, I'm going to drag this back up like this, something like this. And this one, I'm going to drag it closer like this. Okay, I think that's way too close. Okay. Something like this, and I'm going to simulate this. Okay, so I think this looks way better. So I think there's a problem with this, so let's adjust this one. Let's adjust this one like this. Okay, this look better now with us adjusting. I'm going to still zoom into this one, select this one, and just kind of like raise it up to something like this, and make sure these lines are actually touching. I don't think they are touching. That's what I'm trying to. Okay, okay. So let's make sure they are touching. Okay, I think they are now touching. I'm going to shift this like this. I think this look good now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to cut this and see what we have now. So let's simulate this. And okay, I think this look good. But also I think the bust the one at the upper part, the line at the upper part looks a bit weird. So we can try to work on that and see how that will look like. So I'm going to click on Z, this one, and just try to, okay, I think this should be the one I should be clicking on to try to bring it down a little bit like this, something like this. Okay, so I think this is looking good. So let's try and cut this and see what we've got. So I'm just going to click on this one and click on this one. I'm going to do cut and sew. I feel that there is a bit of an error. Okay, yeah, I said it. One part is not properly simulated in the middle, so we go again. Okay, I figured there's something wrong with the middle of this one initially, but I just wanted to give it a shot. So I'm just going to, okay, now I think that's good. Then I'm just going to do this one first. Right click on this one and do cut and sew, and see if, okay, there's still that problem here as well. The midpoint is not, the points are not meeting each other at the middle. So let's figure that out again. Let's see why they refuse to meet at the middle. So okay, I think we should be good now. Okay, I think we should be good now. So let's okay, let's right click on this. Okay, let's right click on this now and just try to cut and sew and see. Okay, good, perfect. So let's do this as well. I knew something was wrong. Okay, then let's simulate. Okay, so this is what we have now. I think this is way better than what we had initially. So I think this is way better. Then we can now create what we have at the upper part to kind of like see how beautiful that would come out. And to do that, I'm just going to also still use my internal line. Like I said, the shortcut is G, so you use G to kind of like get the point you're looking for. So we're working on this one. I'm just going to move this up, then just click on this, and I'm going to do the same thing. Just pick a point. I think I want to pick this point. Okay, so I want to pick this point, and I want it somewhere here, so something like this, something like this. Okay, okay, so something like that would look good. And what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and do cut and sew for this one. Okay, it's saying the pattern. Okay, let's make sure that extend trim to, okay, let's make sure that the points are properly aligned. So okay, I don't know, but to be honest, anytime I'm using symmetry pattern and I'm trying to cut, I just used to have like, oh, the lines are not getting together and all of those stuff. And to be honest, it can be annoying at times when you're trying to kind of like fix those points, but I've really just learned to like deal with it. So I'm just going to duplicate this material for now. Just right click on it and kind of like copy the material. Then I'm just going to fix this one here, and I'm going to go ahead and come down here to reduce the opacity of this one. So that's what I'm going to do at the moment. I'm going to reduce the opacity of this one. So let's do that. So let's find the opacity. This is the opacity, and I'm going to take it down. So as you can see, this is what we presently have. Yeah, it's given what it is supposed to give already, and I think I'm liking what I'm seeing already. So the next thing I want to do is I want to create like a line, here. So I'm just going to create like a curve line, and I'm going to kind of like create some internal lines that I would be duplicating to kind of like create this stuff, because I don't want to. So there are two ways to go about this. The first way is to just cut the fabric, and the second way is to align with the fabric. But I don't think I want to cut the fabric, because I also would like to right click on this point and also still create like a curve. You know that thing that is always in the bra that looks like this nice looking stuff. So I would like to create that as well. So I'm going to zoom into this one, and I think I want to create it. Just I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to convert it to curve. So something like this. Just click on this one, and I don't know if I should do it on the pattern or I should do it below. I think I'm going to do it below. So I think this one might be a good example. Should I do it here or I should do it on the pattern? Guys, what do you think? Should we do it here or we should do it on the pattern? I think we should do it here. That might be best if we do it on the pattern, if we just have some cutout. So let's just see how that would come out. So if I right click on this one and I hold down shift and I right click on this one and I do offset pattern outline like this, something like this. So that's what I'm talking about. And yeah, I'm just going to do okay. So let's see. I think it still look good. So I'm just going to right click and I'm going to do cut and sew. Okay, so I think again there is a problem, and the problem is still this middle. Okay, let's make sure. Okay, the middle is okay. Okay, what's happening? Okay, let's select this one. Let's select this one. I told you guys, okay, some points cutting are not properly intersected. Okay, oh, okay, that's the error we are getting. I told you guys, I really do not like this cut and sew of a thing, because I always have issue with the points. So let's make sure this point are pointing, they are meeting at the middle. Okay, I think I fix it now, hopefully, finger crossed. Let's see, let's try again and click on this one. Okay, let's click on this one and click on this one, and let's right click and let's do cut and sew. Okay, not again. Okay, something must really be the problem, and I think it's this point. Okay, Okay, they are not still meeting. You guys need to meet. I need you guys to meet. So I'm just going to separate the points now. Okay, and gradually take them back together. Okay, I think they are still not meeting. Oh my god. Okay, let's separate them like this and let's bring them closer. I think they are not still meeting, but I'm just going to give this a shot and try to cut it again. So let's right click and let's do cut and sew. I said it. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete this one for now, then click on this one and click on this one again, right click and do offset pattern outline, and I'm going to do okay. So let me do okay, let's right click and do cut and sew. Yes. Okay, so we still have that problem again. Don't know why we keep having that problem, but we just have to sort it. Okay, I'm going to move this and this here. Oh, I'm moving it the opposite direction. Internal line. Okay, now that I have finally separated you guys, I think I spoiled the line now. So guys, let's fix this. Okay, so let's click on this. Okay, let's click on this point and let's just move the point. The point needs to intersect. I think they're intersecting now. Okay, I think they're intersecting now. I think I'm very sure they're intersecting now. And this should work. So let's do cut and sew. Oh no. They must intersect. I did not. Okay, let me just click on this and do okay, this should go up. Okay, I think they're intersecting now. I'm very sure they're intersecting now. Good. Okay, the middle was actually not the problem, to be honest. The middle was not the problem. It was actually the side that I wasn't even paying attention to. Oh my god. It was the side I was not paying attention to. Okay, so I think this looks good now. Yeah, it looks good. We spent so much time on that, but yeah, at least we achieved it. That's the most important thing. We got like a very good final result. That's the most important thing. So now, as I was saying, that I'm going to kind of like create a curve. I'm still going to use my internal line. I'm just going to right click on this and I'm going to do something like this. Okay, yeah, something like this. I think this look good. What the lady is wearing is not really coffee, so maybe I just want to straighten this up a little bit. Yeah, and I want to use Z. Click on this and I want to kind of like move it up as well, so that it's not really that coffee. Then still come back to this, the same problem. This is what you get when you try to do symmetry pattern. So just click on this point and create a little bit of curve. Yeah, I don't want it 100% straight. So I think this is coming out good already. So at this point, the next thing I'm going to do now is that I'm going to try as much as possible to create those lines now that we have from this point to this point, from this point to this point. So to create those lines, I'm going to just click on this one and this one. Okay, it's clicked already. And I'm going to just right click on this and I'm going to do offset internal line. So I'm going to do offset internal line, and I think, oh my god, I don't want it to extend. Yeah, this is good. And let's see if I do okay, let's see if I do 20. 20. I'm going to delete some of them, as you can tell, but let me see if I do 30. 30 is too wide, so I think I'm just going to stick with 20, and I'm going to do like 10. Okay, so I think I'll just do I can just do like 1 or 2. So if I do 1, I need 1 by this side. I don't need this side, I need 1 by this side. I will just do like maybe 4. Okay, let's leave it at 2. Okay, Okay, I'm going to leave it at 2, and I'm going to zoom closer to this, and let's move this further up. Let's move this as well, let's move this as well, and let's move this as well. Then I'm going to do Z, click on this and click on this, and I'm just going to do extend pattern to trim outline. So yeah, this one and this one, I'm just going to manually extend them and extend this as well. So this is what we have, which I feel like it looks good already. So I have two options. I can either cut this, but to be honest, I do not want to cut it. So I can right click on this one, and I can do offset pattern outline as well, offset internal line rather. Then I can do, maybe let's do a 4. Okay, let's do, oh no, I don't want it to extend, but this thing actually wants to extend. So I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to do okay. Then I think I also want to make this thing more like a straight line. I don't like the way it is bending. So to do that, I'm just going to select everything like this that we have here, and going ahead to do this and just make it like a little bit straight. Yeah, something like this, so that I can still have one more line at this point. So something like this. Then I can go ahead and shift it a little bit. Then I can do Z and see if I can also still offset internal line. And this time around, I'm going to just do, oh god, I'm going to do 2 here, and I'm going to come here and do 20 again. Okay, I think I'll just do 1. Okay, and I'm going to do okay. So I think this looks good, but then the issue with this is that I really want this I won't want to be in the middle, but I don't want it to be big, because what I'm seeing here is my lines are going to be big. They're not going to look exactly like what I'm seeing. My lines are going to be big, and I do not want a big line. So I think I'm just going to select all this one and just eradicate them. I'm just going to delete them, and just make sure that this is pointing towards, so just lift this up a little bit, okay, like this, and make sure that this is here. So that way I'm just going to select this now, and I'm going to, oh, there's a beautiful thing I can do. I can do Command C, Command V, and just move this here to actually give me that look I'm actually looking for. Okay, I think I can manually just figure this out. Okay, if I put this here, okay, so that when I slash this, I still have something like this. I think this line is also still big, if I'm being honest. So let's see if I have something like this. Okay, okay, so we can try this out. I can just try to use my rectangle to create a shape now. So I'm just going to create the shape on this one. So I'm just going to like trace it out, something like this, and just adjust this to fit it, and adjust this to fit in as well. Then I'm going to do X, and I'm going to create a point here. Then once that point is created, do Z, and I'm just going to drag this like this. Okay, then move this a little bit like this, and move this as well like this. Okay, it looks like we have something. Then I'm going to move this out. Okay, so once I move this out, I'm going to change the fabric back to this first one we have at the upper part, and now I'm going to try to stitch it together. So I'm going to stitch this point and this point together, this point and this point together, then use my straight sewing machine, which is this one, to just or I can use my edit sewing. I don't need to kind of like do so much, and just move. Okay, okay, let's use the straight sewing machine. Let's just move this. Okay, let's zoom this. I think I'm going to use this. Let's sew from this point to this point, and from this point to this point. Let's also sew from this point to this point and from this point to this point. Okay, let's do the same thing for this one. So I'm just going to do X and create like and find the midpoint of this, something like this, and just use my straight sewing machine the same way and just move this. So I'm just going to sew from this point to this point. The best way to do this is to create like just half of this point and use it from this point to this point, and also from this point, let's go back to pick the sewing machine. This one, I'm going to just zoom into it, and I'm going to sew from this point to this point as well, then come here as well and zoom inside, and I'm also going to sew from this point to this point, and I'm going to stitch this. So I think I'm going to make this one a 1 so that the stitching is perfect, and I'm just going to simulate this with my space bar. Okay, so this is what we presently have, and I think it's giving what it's supposed to give. I like the line is looking good, I must say. So another thing I think I'm going to do is that so there are 2 ways to this thing. Another thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to now do for the other side. So I think the middle one looks really good, so I'm going to do for the other side, and I'm going to use the same size of pattern. And to do that, it's really easy. I'm just going to take out this one. I'm going to just right click on this and do clone as internal shape. Okay, that's what I'm looking for, and I'll just go ahead and place it here, something like this. Then I'll place it as much as I want it. Then I'll go ahead and edit it once I place that on places that I want it to be. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to go ahead and place it in places that I want it to be. So I'm going to select this, right click on this, and I'm going to do copy. And the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is place it on places I want to be, like I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to do Z, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to do paste and go ahead and paste them in places I want them to be. So I think I want one to be here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can put one here like this, and we can figure out how to fix the other 2. So click on this, do Command C, Command V, and one can be here. Then we can try to still move this a little bit like this, and Command C, Command V, and I can place this one somewhere here. Then move this one a little bit, and also still move this one a little bit, just to get that. So I think we've gotten the lines and everything we want. Okay, so I think we've gotten the lines and everything we want. So the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and now try to work on these patterns and make sure that they really look good than what we're presently seeing on the screen. So to do that is I'm going to I have to cut some of this stuff away at the moment. So I'm going to use Z. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Z to cut some of them out. So I'm going to use Z to cut some of them out. So to do that, I'm just going to click on Z, and I'm just going to try to delete some of these points. So if I delete this, I think this is a mundane task because I have to do it for everything like that. So but yeah, not to worry. I'm just going to try to divide internal lines so that I can't take that out. Okay, So let's do this. I think I'll just do it for one and just try to replace that one. That's the best thing to do. Delete point, then right click on this, and do I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to do divide internal line, and I'm just going to delete it. And so once that is done, the next thing I want to go ahead and do is just move it closer to the point I want it to be. Then do the same thing for this one, then do the same thing for this one, and do the same thing for this one. So as you can see, it's looking way better than what we initially had. And to be honest, I want to get lazy, so I think I'm going to just delete this one. Then okay, no, Ctrl Z. So I think it's better to just do it. It shouldn't take too much time to get around. It shouldn't take too much time to get around, guys. So let's try to figure that out. So let's try to select this one, select this one, and select this one. Let's see if I can divide internal line like that. Okay, that works. Then select everything as well, and let's try to move them. So okay, select it like this again, and I'm going to try to move them like this. So okay, this and this. So oh, there's something I can do. I can extend this to pattern outline. Oh, something like this. I can even extend to pattern outline and create like a point there if I need to create the point, which I think I do need to create the point. So I can select all of them like this and right click on it and do add pattern. So I'm going to add point here. So if you see, if I put this is already a point, and I can do the same thing to this one as well. So I can just select this. So if I select this like this, I can do add points to part. But if I try to add points here, it's going to go down, and I don't want it to go down. So what I can do is I can add it to the internal line, and as you can see, the point has been added. So I can select all this as well, and I can right click and I can do divide internal line, and I can go ahead and just delete this. And I can go ahead and just delete this. I can select all this one again, and I can just move them to where it is supposed to be, which is on this line each. So if I put this one here and I put this one here as well, so when I select this, I can right click on it, and I can do add points but to the internal line, and as you can see, we have this like this. So I just do this as well again, move this here, then try to move this here as well, right click on this point and do add point to internal line. I'm going to do that across board. I'm going to right click on this, I'm going to move it here, and I'm going to do the same thing I've done earlier on. So this is how to get by really fast, and I'm going to do to internal line. So this is what we presently have, and I'm going to simulate this to see how that looks. So this is it. I think it's looking good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to then take this one, do Command C, Command V, and I'm just going to find somewhere to paste it here. Okay, so once this is placed here, next thing I want to do is I'm going to delete this point here, and I'm also going to delete this point here. So I'm going to try to stitch this. So let's do that. I think it's better to just, okay, I'm going to just use this one. I'm going to stitch this stop to this stop here, then the lower part here to the lower part here, this point to this point here, then this point to this point here. Mind you, I still need to adjust this. Some of the sewing might be wrong, but let's stitch that first. Okay, so now I'm going to have to adjust this to give us a proper look. So this is 157.9. So I'm just going to right click on this and do change length 157.9. I think that's it, and I'm going to do it on both ends, something like this. Okay, so just to cross check again. Okay, then this other one is what, 162.8. so I'm going to also click on this, and I'm going to do change length and make sure it is 162.8. So right click and do change length, and I'm going to do 162.8, and I'm going to do it on both end as well, and I'm going to do okay, and I'm going to simulate this. So yeah, so this is looking very proper, and it is also giving what it is supposed to give, which I think is nice. So I'm just going to extend this a little bit, yeah, so that we don't have that fold at the back. So yeah, so since this is done, so the next thing I'll go ahead and do is just right click on this and do symmetry pattern with sewing, and put this at the edge, and I think that should fix that other side as well. Okay, good. So I'm just going to go ahead, move this here like this, right click on it and do copy, and just paste this here. So once that is done, so let's move this to the far edge here. So once that is done, we do the same thing to this as well. We go down this, we sew this part to this part, we come back and sew this part to this part, the upper part as well, we sew it. Okay, so let's see, I think there's no point here. Okay, let me be sure that there is a point here. Okay, there's no point here, so let's just select this one and just try to add a point. So pattern outline. Okay, I think there should be a point now. Okay, good. Let me just cross check, there's point everywhere. Okay, let's cross check this one as well. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and continue. So this upper part as well, to this upper part, this upper part has this lower part to this lower part. This lower part sewing is definitely wrong. I'm just going to right click on this particular sewing, and I'm going to reverse it. Just cross check on this one, I think that one should be right, and if it's not, we just so okay, I said it that this lower part is definitely wrong. I'm just going to reverse the sewing. Okay, good. So once that is done, I think the next thing I want to go ahead and do now is click on this one and do symmetry pattern with sewing, and the other side should be done as well, just like that. Okay, so I think this is coming really good. So the next one I want to go ahead and do is we have 2 more to go, and also for this one I also like to adjust the measurement to make sure that it looks as if it's fitted. But let's see, this is 155.7. okay, change length, so it will be 155.7. so it's just a little bit difference that we have there on both. Okay, then this one is what, 153.7. right click on this and do change length as well, right click and do change length, so we have 153.7 as well, and I'm going to do this on both as well. I'm going to do okay, and I'm going to simulate just a little bit of changes here and there. So I think the next thing I want to go ahead and do is I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to also do copy, and I'm going to try to paste this. I think I'm just going to do both of them, paste as well. So this will be the last one, which is this one, and let's stitch the last one first, this one and this one, then this one and this one, then this upper part and this upper part, the lower part and this lower part, this upper part as well, and this upper part, this upper part and this upper part. Some of the sewing might be wrong, but we can reverse it once we are done. That shouldn't be a problem. Then I'll go ahead and adjust the measurements now. So this is 176.9, so let's right click on this one and change this one to 176.9. 176.9. so this is going to be on both, and I'm going to do okay. Then just check this is 169.8. right click and do change length, so 169.8 as well, and I'm going to do this on both as well, and I'm going to do okay. Okay, this is what we have. Then the last one is what we have, 212.5. right click on this one and do change length and do 212.5, and I'm going to do this on both sides, something like this, and I'm going to do okay. Then this one is what, 200.9. right click on this and do change length, and I'm going to have 200.9, and I'm also going to do this on both sides, and I'm going to do okay, and I'm going to simulate this. Okay, so we have one sewing that is wrong, which is this one. Okay, let's just right click on it and just do reverse sewing. Okay, and I think that should fix it. Oh, good. So that has been fixed, and we have everything fixed like that, like we usually do. Just select these two, right click on it and do symmetric pattern with sewing, and I'm just going to move it somewhere. So I think it should be like this, and I'm going to simulate this one. Okay, so guys, this is what we have, and I think this is looking good already. Okay, so the next thing we want to do now is, so this is looking good already. I can go ahead and apply the fabric. I downloaded one fabric from Valisco, so I can go ahead and apply that fabric so that we kind of like have a feel of what we presently have, so that it doesn't feel like we are working blindly. So I think I'm also going to try to select this one like this, and I'm going to come down here. Okay, and I'm going to make this a 0. Okay, so just click on these patterns, as well as this one, and I'm going to give it to this one. So yeah, this is what we have. So I'm going to try to add a fabric now. So I'm going to go down here, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this basic color on my property editor. So once I click on basic color on my property editor, I'm going to try to add a fabric to that. So I'm going to click on these 4 points here, and it's going to open up my computer. Like you can see, I think I'll head over to download and maybe open this one up. I think I saved the fabric somewhere here. This should be it. I'm going to do open. Okay, so this is the fabric. I kind of like downloaded this fabric from Valisco, like I said earlier. And yeah, so another thing we need to do is we actually need to cut this other part. So so I think I'll just copy this one. Let me just copy this one here, and try to cut this so that I can make this upper part a different color. So right click on this and do cut and sew. Okay, so then I'm going to delete I'm going to try to delete this fabric we have inside of this one. Click on this one and give it like a brown looking, like a very light brown color. So something like this. I'm going to do okay. Then I'm going to select the entirety of this one, and I'm going to put it here, and I'm going to stitch this. Okay, so this is what we have. So like I said, it needs to be like a brown looking color, like the shade of the skin, so that it's not obvious. So let's use the shade of our skin. This is black, so let's move this here. Let's see if we can select this brown color here. Okay, let's find a very nice skin looking brown color. I think that looks weird. Okay, brown color. Let's look for a brown color. I think I'm just going to use this color, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the opacity. Okay, maybe something like this. Yeah, no, I don't think that makes sense. Yeah, I actually like to do my textures in Substance Painter, because that gives you like a bit of a more realistic feel than what we presently have. So I can take off the internal line for us to see. So this is what we presently have, which I think looks good. But yeah, for better stuff we might want to texture it in Substance Painter, but we can make do with this. And also for the patterns, I think we can make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go to transform, and what I can do to that is, let's see if I make it 200. Okay, I think it looks way better now than what we initially have. Yeah, I think this 200 looks way better. So if I zoom into it, maybe 300. Let's try 300 and let's see what, well, that looks bigger. So I think we'll just stick with maybe 150 or 200 should be okay. I think 200 looks good. So I'm just putting this fabric for us to kind of like just see how this is coming, how it looks like. So I'm going to keep it at 200, and this is, we are almost at the end. So the next thing I want to go ahead and do is, I feel like I want to still I feel like I want to, what's the word, I want to, so I feel like I want to extend the length of this dress a little bit. So I'm just going to do Z, right click on this, and I'm going to extend this like this, and I'm going to simulate this. Okay, maybe just a little bit more, and simulate this, because I feel like the dress is looking short. I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe it's a me problem. Now it's too long. It's definitely a me problem. Okay, so I think this looks good now. It looks way better than what we initially had. So I think the next thing I want to go ahead and do is, I'm going to do like the wrap we have on the side, and to do that we're going to be using like a rectangle to do that. So let's zoom this out, and to do that let's do X, and let's create like a rectangle. So I'm just going to create this one first, and so once I create this one, I'm going to still make it bigger. I'm going to put it from one side to the other side. One is going to be longer and one is going to be shorter. So to do that, I'm just going to use my straight sewing, and it's really difficult to see the point with this fabric. Maybe we should have added the fabric at the last part of things, but we already added, so we have to deal with it. So from this point to this point, and I'm also going to sew from this point to this point. So let's hold the fabric and let's just try to move it forward, so something like this. And I think once that is done, I'm just going to try to divide this point into 3 parts, and I'm just going to use 1/3, so uniform split, and I'm going to make this 3, and I'm just going to stitch it to the first half of it. So I think that's going to look good, to just stitch it to the first half. So let's stitch that. Then another thing I want to do is, because to be honest, I don't think I want to add an additional fabric. So what I can do is, I can right click on this, and I can do offset pattern outline, and I can do maybe like a 50 for now. So that's going to be this, and I have this point already. So once I have this point already, I'm going to go ahead and just put an internal line like this. So that's what I'm going to be trying to stitch together. So I'm just going to use my straight sewing machine, stitch this point and this point together like this, and I'm going to simulate this. Okay, so as you can tell, this is too long. For an example, another thing I can do is I can stitch it at the upper part, but should we do that and see how that would look, or should we try to fold the fabric so we can see what that would look like? But then I think I'm just going to do this and simulate this and see what that is going to look like, something like this. Okay, let's see the number of folds we've got. So just click on this one, and I'm just going to make this a 1, something like this, and yeah. So I think I got the fold already. Okay, still like this. Okay, I think this is looking good, but then I think what I can do to get as much fold as possible is to actually make this longer like this, so that would give me enough folds. So if the fabric, no, I just did an error. Okay, so I think if this is longer, it would kind of like give the kind of folds I'm looking for, because I wanted to have as much folds as possible. Okay, then also I'm going to try to extend this just a little bit. Then I think I'm just going to try to stitch this to the upper part of the garment to see how that might possibly look like. So let's try to stitch from this point to this point. Okay, we need to create so what we can do, something just crossed my mind, is that I can do Z, and I can try as much as possible to come here, and I can just select this one, and by you hold down shift, select this one, 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 select this one. If I click on it, and I can convert this one to cuff, just like this. But then I have to still cross check if the sewings are still intact. Yes, it's still intact. So let's see, this is 160.1, which is good. So 160.1 will be a total of 320.2. So let's see what this is like. So let's change length to 320.2, something like this, and we do it on both ends, and we do okay. So this is what we have at the moment. So I'm just going to do an X and just try to uniform split this. Okay, then I'm going to try to drag this down just a little bit. Then I'm going to go ahead and do the stitching, this one to this one, then this one to this one. Okay, so let's try to see what we've got there. Okay, we've got it properly stitched together, which I think makes a lot of sense now. And we've also got this one, we've got this one stitched to this one, but then we have to move this one, this line, we have to move it here. Okay, and I have to do like extend internal line to pattern. Okay, then I have to stitch this one. Okay, so yeah, I think we have the right amount of fold that we are looking for. Yeah, we have the right amount of folds that we are looking for now, and I think this really look nice. Yeah, we have the right amount of fold. Then also I think we can go ahead and just do like a little bit of adjustment. So if I click on this, I can now go ahead and try to adjust this if I don't want it to be that long. But then if I still want that, I can leave it like this. Okay, then I can have this fold here. Then we can now do the other part of things. So I also think that, okay, these ones are getting affected, so just select them. That's just a minor thing to fix. Select all of them and just give them a 1 as well. So come down here and give this a 1 and just simulate this. Okay, so everybody's properly aligned now. Okay, I think everybody is properly aligned now. So let's move back and let's just extend this one, and to be honest, we are done. So let's do Z and let's just try to move this. That might be just way too much. I should have done it gradually, but then don't mind me. Yeah. Okay, we are heading somewhere, so we need to still make it a little bit longer. Okay, so I think this length is good. As you can see, guys, we are almost there. The fabric we're using is not the best of fabric, but I can tell you guys that we are almost there. So So this is what we have. It looks extremely similar to what I'm just going to adjust the back again. I'm just going to adjust the back again. Then we can go ahead and give it some zip at the back to just make it look good. And yeah, then you just made yourself a dress. So the other things that I would apply is stitching and some other stuff. I would render this and I'll put it on the cover of the YouTube, so you guys can go ahead and rewatch it on YouTube. We've successfully made this together. You can go ahead and rewatch it on YouTube and let me know what you guys really think about this. I think I like this a lot. I would just like work on the fabric, texture it properly in Substance Painter, and you guys can see the final outcome of the dress. So yeah, let's just do the zipper, and that would be the end of today's stream. So I'm going to zoom into this one. Then we have this back being sewn fully, so I'm just going to reduce it to, I think the zip should be okay at this point. If yeah, it should be okay at this point. So something like this. I'm just going to right click on this, and I'm going to do I'm going to add a point to start. I'm not sure if it starts. Okay, let's see if the point, if that place is actually start. Sometimes I kind of like mix it up, if is it start or is it end. So but I think it should be start. I added it to start, so we just have to wait to tell if it is start or end. So let's see. Okay, it is start. So yeah, so the next thing we need to do now is to add the zip. Oh no, I never meant to I never meant to kind of like open this down before adding the zip. So I also feel like now that it opens up, I think that point was way too much for the zip. So your zip is on this part of your 3D window, so I'm just going to click on this one. This is the zip, and I'm just going to have it from this point down to this point. Just double click on it, come back as well from this point down as well, and just double click on it. And yeah, I think it's not added. Okay, is it added? We just need to cross check. Okay, I think it is added. Let's stitch it and see. It's not added. Okay, that's an error. So let's just re-add the zip again. Come back here and click on this point and double click on this point. Click on this point and double click on this point. So it should be properly added now, and I'm going to stitch this. Okay, so I think the zip is properly added now, so just need to move this to the middle. Okay, so the zip is properly added now. Okay, we just need to move the dress and do a bit of adjustment on the dress. I don't like the way the zip is giving that weird looking shape at the back, so that's why I'm trying to work so much on adjusting it. And also this front pattern are looking weird, so I'm just going to adjust everything one after the other to make sure they sit properly on the avatar. So I need to make sure they are all sitting properly on the avatar as they should. Okay, I think these ones are sitting properly, and I also feel this is also sitting properly. I need it to be straight. Okay, I need that straight line. Okay, good. So we have that straight line. As you can see on the side, is really straight, and the front are also looking okay. So yeah, so this is what we have at the end of the day, and I think this really look good. So I'm just going to take out all this, and I'm going to just give this a 1. Oh no, I'm supposed to give it a 0. I'm going to give this a 0, and okay, this is somewhere here. Take out all this and give it a 0. Okay, so this is what we have at the end of the day, and I think this look nice, and it's really looking like what we tried to design. So I think the zip is still looking somewhat bent. It needs to be straight, so you just have to like adjust it till it is straight. I think that's what's needed. And also the color of the zip needs to change to maybe a pink or a blue, depending on the one we are going for. But I think the zip is straight. If you look at it from this side, then the color of the zip needs to change depending on what we are going for. Then I would also select everything and just give this a 10, to give it that really nice flowing feel that we are looking for, and a very nice fold as well. So yeah, something like this. Okay, something like this. So let me just change the color of the zip and we can see. So so this is the design and this is what we've created. I think they both look similar. The cut and everything looks similar, although the upper part of our cut, at this upper part, I think it's a lot more. And also the bust area can also be reduced, so those ones can be potentially worked on. But for now, I think we really get like the design we are going for, and the zip also can be changed. So let me just change the zip while I am at it now. So I'm just going to click on this one and just click on the zip here. And also you can make it an invisible zip, which I think might be really nice. So if I make this an invisible zip, and I'm just going to go ahead and change some stuff in it, I can change the color. Like I said, I can change the color to any color on the fabric. Maybe we can pick this blue color, this one, and I can do apply and okay. So this is not a blue color, this is a blue color, maybe something like this. No, no, maybe this pink. No, why is it picking brown? Okay, I think something is wrong with that picker. So let's just leave it at this blue color. I'm just going to apply and close this one, and I think I'm just also going to find textures. I'm just going to leave all these ones, then the tape as well. I'm going to change the color of the tape to this one. I'm going to do okay. Then yeah, let's see how that look like. The blue color is looking weird, it's not giving, so we can still work on that a little bit. The blue color is not giving at all, so let's go back and let's change the color again. Let's change the color again. So I'm going to click on this, and I don't know why this picker have decided to forsake itself and not me. Because why, tell me why the picker is picking something dark when the actual thing we are working on is not dark. That's really weird, I must say, but then it is what it is, to be honest. I'm just going to leave it at this one, and I think there's also something I need to do with my sewing here. I think I'm just going to extend this one and extend this one, and I'm going to simulate this. Okay, yeah, because that part was giving some weirdness the other time. Okay, then I think what I want to do now is just simulate this now and try to adjust the fabric. Okay, so that the point of that zip is no longer showing. Yeah, the zip looks way better now. And yeah, okay, it's still looking bent. I don't know if it's my eyes, but I feel like it's looking bent. I need it to be straight, something like this. But maybe it's just my eyes or something. Maybe it's the perfectionist in me that is actually at work. Okay, so let's figure this out. Let's figure this out. So let's work on the zipper, this particular one. Okay, now I want to select this. Okay, so for this as well, we need to change the color. We're going to use this same color here, and I'm going to apply and close this one. Why am I selecting black? This is what I want to select. OU picker. This is what I'm trying to select. I think this, to be honest, I think this picker has a problem. Maybe it's just me, or maybe the picker has a problem. So I think what I can do to sort the issue is just come back here and just copy this color, apply and close, go back here and just paste it there. That's the fastest way. There's always a saying that something that's, yeah, I think that's the fastest way. And I'm just going to change this one to maybe this one. Oh, I think that's too long. Maybe this one. Okay, that's way better. And what else? I think I also want to change this one to maybe this one. Okay, then I think now I need to change the color again. Command V, apply and close. Yeah, we have this. And yeah, I think this is looking good, and it looks like what we have exactly. And I hope you guys enjoy this stream and this creation with me. Catch you guys in the next stream, which will be on Thursday, and you guys can send me a DM if there's anything you want to see me create. Yeah, thank you so much, and I'm glad that you guys enjoy this.